Gabriela went to the house of one of her kindergartners. She was taking little Ivan's backpack. He had forgotten it at school. At the same time, Gabriela was worried. Ivan was too quiet at school. He was a very happy kid at the beginning, but she senses there is something wrong. The events that transpired following her visit would change everyone's life forever. Uy cucuy, welcome back to the Mexighost Tales you asked for and we listened. We have another bruja story for you today. Is it a bruja negra or a bruja blanca? Well, you need to stay tuned till the end to find that out. As always, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click on the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload new episodes. You can also find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as the Mexighost. If you have not seen our first bruja story, I highly suggest you go and check that out. It's right here on the channel. As I explained, there is a difference between a bruja blanca and a bruja negra. This is our second story on brujas here on the channel. And this was a request by one of our subscribers, Wendy Williams. Shout out to you. If you have requested a story, just please be patient with us. We are very grateful for your suggestions and we will get to them as soon as we can. Also, this episode does include CA and murder, so viewer discretion is advised. Gabriela had been recently assigned to a rural school in Chiapas. This is a state that is known as the last border, as we are traveling all the way south of Mexico, more specifically, the border between Mexico and Guatemala. These rural areas are far away from the big cities. You can say it's almost like they are forgotten areas. They built community centers that they use as clinics and schools in this same area. Gabriela was an experienced teacher, and she had taught kindergarten all the way up to high school in different places all around Mexico. Every so often, Gabriela would request a transfer and she would go and teach to different schools. This time, she was assigned to a small town in Chiapas. Gabriela was captivating. Although she looked really young, she was a well-seasoned teacher. She would even take pictures with her former students as she liked and wanted to make a difference with all of her students. After a couple of months into the school year, Gabriela's teaching experience was in full display. She was able to get kindergartens to read at elementary level. She was always diligent and extremely respectful. She was getting to know her students, and one of them caught her eye. Ivan was at the beginning of the school year very open to learning. He was curious, and overall, he was a very happy kid. Gabriela liked him a lot. But she couldn't help noticing that in the last couple of weeks, Ivan was a bit more quiet. He kept to himself and even started to fail in his grades. Gabriela at first started asking questions to young Ivan. Is everything okay at home? Are you feeling okay? You know, the kind of questions that a teacher would ask if she was concerned about one of her students. Little Ivan just stood there and with his head down, he would not say a peep. Gabriela even went to the principal's office and asked her to intervene. The answer she received was a resounding no. The principal told her that there was nothing they could do and even gave her a warning. Look, Gabriela, do not mess with this boy's family. We are here to teach and nothing more. One day after class, Gabriela noticed Ivan's backpack in his seat. After thinking about it for a minute, she decided she was going to do the right thing, and that if she saw anything wrong happening at Ivan's home or with his parents, she would report it to the police. It didn't even matter if she would lose her job. She was going to make sure Ivan was okay, and nothing would stop her. With the backpack as an excuse, Gabriela got to the home of her student. Before she got to the door, she could hear Ivan crying and saying, "No, Mama. I won't do it again, Mama. I'm sorry." And it felt like someone had alerted Ivan's mother. She opened the door, leaving Gabriela without the opportunity to hide or report what was happening to the authorities. "What are you doing here?" Ivan's mother asked. Gabriela said, "Ivan forgot his backpack. I came to drop it off." Gabriela noticed that Ivan's mother seemed pretty young. She looked like a teenager, and she thought that maybe she was not well equipped to have that type of responsibility. She lost her train of thought and thought quickly when Ivan's mother yelled at her, "Do not come here again," and the door was slammed shut at her face. Gabriela reported the incident to the principal the next day and demanded she report it to the authorities. The principal, again, denied her request. She told Gabriela, "I already told you, leave that family alone." Gabriela took the next logical step. She went to the police and asked the captain for assistance. The police captain heard her story and told her, "Maestra, please, I beg you, do not continue with this. Here we let the families be. You might not know, but these families raise their kids the right way, and you are an intruder in that household." Gabriela felt helpless as the school year ran its course, and she saw how Ivan was slowly getting worse and worse. She had decided that at the end of the school year, she would leave town and never come back. In the last week of school, Ivan didn't even show up. Gabriela was worried, but she was told to stay in her lane, and she did. Brujas negras look younger than their age. This is due to a spell they place on young children. The spell usually takes time, and the end goal is to suck the life out of the young victims. Once the spell is complete, the reward is for them to keep their young look. This is one of their tactics, as they need this to attract men. The reason for that we will get into in another episode. Gabriela was called to the principal's office. As soon as she arrived, there she was, Ivan's mother. She was crying. She was a nervous wreck. The principal asked Gabriela, "When was the last time you saw Ivan?" Gabriela replied, "I haven't seen him all week. Is he okay?" Ivan's mother said, "Por favor, if you know where my baby is, please let me know. Please, please tell me." Gabriela just stood quiet. The principal asked her to give her a minute with the mother. As the teacher walked away from the office and closed the door, she let out a sinister grin. 2 days later, the body of Ivan was found in a ditch. All his organs were sucked out of him by his mouth. Gabriela was never seen in town again, and she is believed to be teaching up north, looking as young and fresh as ever. And with that, we come to the end of another Mexighost Tales. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this was a request by one of our subscribers. If you have a request for a Mexican ghost story, urban legend, conspiracy theory, it doesn't have to be from Mexico. It can be from anywhere else. Please let me know in the comments section below. And also, again, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok as the Mexighost. And we'll see you on the next one, where we will explore another part of Mexico's other history.
Y celebraremos una gran fiesta mexicana juntos.
¿De qué fiesta hablas?
Noviembre 2.
¿Y qué celebran?
A los muertos.